Alright, today we've got a Timex. It does have indiglo. It is a smaller Timex, it's considered a woman's watch by today's standards. It does have a nice leather band actually, not too shabby. The back of it isn't cracking yet. Genuine leather upper, nothing special about that clasp. It's got some markings on here. And then it tells me what cell it uses, which is pretty neat. And it's got some depth to the watch face. It does have a date that is color matched to the face, which is black. Black background, white numerals. That's pretty cool. This is actually a pretty handsome little Timex, all things considered. What's it worth? I don't know. 20 to 40 is usually what these are worth. So Timex usually tells you how to open their case backs with the arrow, leads to the tab. Should be quick, and it's easy to get these off, but it's not easy to get them on. It's the whole reason why I bought a case back vise, is because of Timex watches. Okay, so what do we got? A CR 1216. I think I have some of those. Nope. So where is that in here? 1216. Well, I do have a 1220, which is slightly bigger. Might work. We'll find out. Okay, let's get this battery out. That was quick and easy. So these are very thin. 1216, yeah, so these are like the thinnest of these bigger diameter batteries, the startings of them anyways. Let's see if a 2020 will work. I think it will. It might be a bit thicker. I don't think by much though. So here's the difference between a 1216 and 1220. And there is a difference, but it's probably like maybe a millimeter. I don't know. Let's find out. The diameters should be the same. It's the thickness that is different. So this one's 1.4, and that is the 1216. And then we have 1.9 on the other one, which is the 1220. So we got a 5 millimeter difference, 0.5 millimeter difference. Big enough to maybe cause issues. Probably. Maybe not. Look at that. It does go on. Ooh, and it's ticking. Wonder if indiglo works. Indiglo does work. That is a fully functional Timex watch right there. Okay, can I put the case back on even with this battery protruding out a bit? That is a good question. I don't know. I think it... Oh, you know what? The movement holder tabs are taller. Yeah. So there's these little movement holder tabs right here. These are taller than the battery. So it's gonna work. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. This'll work. Lucky me. You gotta double check these kinds of things, otherwise you could damage the watch, is why I do this. So case back went back on. The watch is still running. So one thing that can happen if the battery is too large, is it'll actually press up against the entire movement, and it'll stop running like completely because you're bending everything out of place. But the fact that the case back went on pretty easily, and the fact that this watch is still running, let's see if indiglo still works. Yep, indiglo still works. Using a one size larger battery works out with this watch. It's actually kind of a bonus, arguably, because it'll have a little bit more milliamp hours in it, so the watch will run a bit longer. So you can use that indiglo a little longer. Let's see if it'll change time or change the date. I need to make sure everything's working on this before I should be so confident to say that the larger battery isn't causing issues, because it could be. But I don't think it is. Okay, still at 21. 21, 21, 21. Let's go 22. Here it goes. It's changing. Change at midnight. Just about. That's good. Okay. Let's see if the quick change date works, and if it does, then I'm going to set the time on this and let it sit for a month, and if it still runs well, I'm going to consider it a working watch. And the hour or the hands line up pretty well. It still ticks. Always make sure your hour's hand is as far away from midnight as possible when you do the quick change, and that's working. Very good. Cool. It's a working watch. Like I said, it's a women's watch by today's standards. Quarter for comparison. Measurements are got 26.5 millimeter case size. .7 millimeter lug to lug. Takes a 12 millimeter strap. Oh, my thing just reset. Whoops. Hate it when it does that. 8.7 millimeter thick. Very nice. One of the cool things about these smaller watches that are, just smaller is it doesn't feel like you're wearing a watch. So for somebody who is not used to wearing a watch, like a smaller watch is a better first watch in my mind, because if you try and wear something like this as your first watch, you're going to notice it. It's going to be uncomfortable, and you're just gonna feel it, and you want something to be unnoticeable at first, and then you could kind of grow into a much larger, heavier, thicker watch like this one. But I actually quite like these smaller watches, especially for people who don't wear watches. It's a good first watch for them, is a smaller watch. Like even like this Casio, it's pretty small. This would make a better first watch than this, and if whoever gets this wears this one a lot, they could eventually get up to these bigger watches. But this is a huge watch. What is this? 30 or 43 millimeter or something? 45 millimeter case size. This thing is a monster. Like, this is large even by today's standards for most wrist sizes. Like 42 millimeters as big as I should go for my wrists, so this is just too big for me even. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I hope this helps somebody out. Just a little Timex, and it's running, and it's not worth much, 20 to 40 probably, but it just makes me happy that I could put a new battery in it, even though it's the wrong size, and it still runs great. So anyways, thank you for watching.